Welcome to the Cherland podcast, where I, Connor Cherland, meet up with a musician, hear about what makes them tick, what life experiences they're bringing into their music. And on today's episode, we have Quinn Christopherson, an Alaskan singer-songwriter who won the 2019 Tiny Desk concert with his entry, Erase Me. Since winning that contest, Quinn has been able to tour and create music full-time, and in the interview you can hear us talk about the beauty of winter, support of his father, finding good people to work with. Stick around till the 30-minute mark to hear Quinn's song, Bubblegum. Enjoy! I noticed in all interviews, everyone wants to know what the weather is in Anchorage, so I figured I would just take that out of the way and just go ahead and look it up myself. It was 34 as a high, and I was like, all right, we can just move on past that.
Amazing.
I mean, it's a piece of the United States, but people treat it like it's like Mars or something when it comes to... Other places have winter. Are there like big distinguishments between your winter and like other high up on the equator winters?
I think it's just the length. It's so long, you know. It's like 8 months of dark and cold. But yeah, I like winter. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like it. But yeah, always towards the end, it's like, wow, yeah, that was a long time.
Yeah. What do you look forward to when winter starts?
Skiing, ice skating, hiking, and having like bonfires and all that like fun outdoor stuff.
Nice. What kind of weather do you need to make that reasonable?
Well, we have to wait for the lakes to freeze to ice skate on them. So that starts around late December. Or I mean, actually, early December. Just depends on the year, really. But this year, it started around early December. We could skate. And then skiing a little bit, like around the same time, because we got to wait for the snow to come to the mountain. Yeah, so there is like a little bit like of a waiting period for the fun stuff to start. But
how far out can you skate? That seems, to me, I feel like, as someone who, like, I can ice skate. But, like, I've never ice skated on a solid body of water. It's been, like, man-made on the earth.
It's so fun. It's, like, there's nothing like it because you have the whole, like, landscape and scenic part of it. And then it's also, like, so much bigger. Like, a lot of people don't know, but there's over 3 million lakes in Alaska. Yeah, there's, like, a really nice lagoon right in town. And the city actually... hot mops it like they do with regular ice rinks.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's nice. Like they measure it out and they make sure it's like 12 inches thick of ice, and then they take the trucks on it, mop it, and then we just have the best kind of like, there's an area for hockey, and then there's an area to do like loops, and then and people always bring their dogs because the dogs like to run around too. And then they have a fire barrel out there in the municipality puts wood out there so you can start up a fire and warm up and everything.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, bring hot chocolate. It's good.
Okay, so 12 inches of ice, fire. I imagine there's like a big like brick platform that they put the fire on top of, or
I don't know why it doesn't like melt, but no, they just put a barrel like, on the ice.
It doesn't sink.
No.
What?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It is. It's so fun.
Wait. How is that possible?
Yeah, maybe they put it like near the edge. Like
okay.
On this particular one I'm talking about, there's like a little island in the middle, and so I think they put the barrel near that, but it doesn't melt.
That is bananas.
Yeah, there's plenty of cold.
Yeah. Do you hockey? Do you circle? What's your vibe out there?
I do it all. Like, depends who I'm going with. Like, if I'm going with my dad, we're gonna be passing the puck around.
Nice.
If I go with my dog, I kind of gotta just kind of skate her around. And then if you go with friends, you just do whatever they like.
It's so interesting. Seasonal activity, like seasonal sports. Like in California, everything is year round.
Right.
And like if you're not year round, then like you're not dedicated enough, you know. Okay, so are there ways to get out your hockey jitters outside of winter? I'm really going into the winter thing. Sorry to be
I
so
love
stereotypical.
it. Yeah, because this is how you stay alive here. You can't just stay inside all winter. That is like, I think that's when people start to like hate this place.
Sure.
Yeah, in summer, I mean, I rollerblade and roller skate. I was just kind of getting into roller skating, but rollerblading for sure. Just kind of going around town, and all year people bike though. People get the fat tire bikes and stud the tires for winter and kind of just go on the trails all winter long.
Cool.
Bike in the summer and all that. So it's cool. Like, it's like work with what you got,
Yeah. That's impressive. You mentioned your dad. In the NPR contest, there was a week where you could only tell one person, and you told your dad.
Yeah.
Which I found fascinating because I was like, I don't think that would be the standard answer for most people our age. I'm 29. How old are you?
I'm 29, yeah.
Woo!
Hey.
How old do people think you are?
I think they think I'm 29. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. People assume I'm like 22. It's
okay. No, I do get carded a lot for everything.
Sure.
So, yeah. And one time I was like, just when I wear the mask lately, they think I'm a lot younger.
Sure.
And like, because I'm like, I don't know. I was
because your eyes have seen so few.
I guess, I'm not sure. But they were like asking me my age to, asking where my parents are. I'm like, wait, what?
Parents, dad. So you told your dad. Tell me about your relationship with your dad. Because if that's the one person you told, that sounds like the sickest relationship.
Yeah, we're really tight. I couldn't have think who else I could tell. I mean, that's definitely the person that's like championed my music since I, first picked up a guitar or whatever it was, like, and he always like loved it, gave me tips to try to get better and whatnot, and like, I definitely did get like better, but I used to just rush through my songs. Like, I started out at like open mic, at the dive bar, and I was so nervous to be on stage. I remember just playing my song like so fast. Like, just wanted to get through with it and get off,
Yeah.
And I would see my dad in the way back of the bar just being like, slow down. And I'm like, I can't, But yeah, like, I just kept getting better, and he never, I don't know, he never told me like it was bad. That means a lot. So when I finally like won, and like I felt what I was doing was enough, I was like, who else to tell?
That's really special. You do know that that's like uncommon for like the musician in the family to feel like their dad is like super supportive. That's like not normally the narrative. My dad is also like extremely supportive and has been since the start. And I think my dad's really special because he lost his dad when he was 16. And so everything heroic that he could have ever projected onto his father, that's what he made as his own identity. He was like, I'm going to be whatever my kids need them to be, and I'm going to encourage them to be who they are as much as they can. Why do you feel like your dad is that level special? Like, where do you think that comes from in him?
Yeah, that's a familiar feeling you described. I remember like being 7 years old and seeing the mailman go by and being like, wow, that's like seems like such a fun job. And I look at my dad and he goes, yeah, I mean, try it out.
Wow.
It was never, nothing was ever off the table, like whether it was chasing art or creativity or like, be a postman or
Wow.
whatever it was like every single thing I wanted to do or thought I could do, he really like 100% supported it.
Wow.
It was like I had no questions about like that ever, and I do think that's special.
Yeah. Were his parents like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Cool.
He has stories. He had a like garage rock grunge band when he was a teenager, and his mom never ever once told them to stop practicing or to turn it down. She
That's
just
so
had
cool.
them in the garage, all hours of the day and night cooking dinner. And he says he remembers how special that was of her to never shut down his music. And
Wow.
yeah, he passed that on for sure.
Wow. Do you, speaking of just like playing music too loud in whatever house you're in, do you live alone? How does that work with whoever you live with?
Yeah, I have a house. This is my little studio, kind of what I make the noise in here. And
Nice.
yeah, I have a partner, and she works not from home, so it works
Oh.
out that I work from here. And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You make noise all day and nobody hears it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really
It's nice.
That's really nice. Tell me a little bit about the connection to the place that you are. Part of what I do for this research is I like listen to other interviews and you talking about like you have this deep connection to the place that you are because your relatives, ancestors have been there forever. Also, like the music industry exists in like Nashville and Los Angeles. There are other places that are like more hubs. The reason why I'm asking this question is because right now I'm in like this opposite time where I'm moving to Los Angeles and feel really disconnected from place, trying to meet people. Tell me about the musical connections or the inspirations that you pull from Alaska and what makes that sort of evergreen for you.
Well, I used to feel that way too. Like I had to get out of here, and if I wanted to make something out of myself, of my music, and that's when I wrote "Loaded Gun," which is one of the songs off my EP. I really wrote it like I thought I was never gonna get out of Alaska and play music and kind of go on the road, and because we feel stuck here. We don't get a lot of artists that come here because it's pretty out of the way, and it's an interesting place, like to be creative. Yeah, I felt stuck. Then when I, one tiny desk and found myself being able to tour and focus on music and kind of live that like creative passion dream, things kind of like changed. Like my mentality changed. Like I didn't feel the need to like move anywhere else. Like I saw that, I get to be where home is and around the people that I love, and then I get to travel for work, tour around. And I don't know if that just comes with like the privilege of being able to do music now,
Sure.
or with finding that it's not about where I'm at, it's more about who I'm with.
Right.
They probably go together too, but yeah, I feel like really good when I'm at home nowadays.
One of the people who you're with, I mean, I found you through Nick, who like, and I found him through him playing
Lonely, Good at Being Lonely.
No.
Rabbit.
No.
I'll name all of his songs.
Yeah. You're just naming the hits. I know the hits. Give Me Back My Soul. There it is.
Back My Soul, yes.
Oh my gosh, found it. What a boring way to say, yeah, I heard about you through Nick. As one of the artists who sticks around Anchorage and who plays with you, what has that relationship meant to you creatively and just like as a friend?
Means the world. Yeah, he's like definitely one of my biggest collaborators and best friends, and it's been so nice to like create with him because we've learned to like evolve our relationship in many different ways. Like obviously we came into this really good friends and collaborators thinking, no one would ever hear these songs.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten to continue that and, write more songs and perform them in places we never thought. At the end. We just continue to grow that relationship. We're working on a song just like through text right now, like
cool.
Line for line, like it's just, we've learned how to like stay alive, I guess, and figure that out.
What does collaborating with you musically normally look like? Like what are certain things that you feel like you need while writing with someone? Do you write lyrics with someone like on the spot, or is that something you generally need more space with?
I do it all.
Okay.
I think like the joy of collaboration for me is that there's no formula. Mm-hmm. I can't like sit down and say, this is what me and so is going to do, because it should be totally different every time, you know, depending on what you feel like bringing to the table that day, or, you know, where your head's at, or who you're working with. And I don't even necessarily think you need like two musicians to write a song. I don't know. I just think about, meeting people where they're at, whatever that day is.
Yeah, you're saying you don't need two musicians. You're saying that one could be a musician and the other could just be a normal
a painter or a carver or a storyteller.
Have you done that?
I don't think I've worked with other like artist mediums, but that's like something I really want to do.
Yeah.
As far as like working with maybe someone who doesn't write songs, but like they write words, I've done that for sure.
Do you find that there's like a level of vulnerability that needs to be common between the two people, or are there other scenarios where one person comes in kind of businesslike and maybe you're more vulnerable, or vice versa?
No, I think you gotta get out of the business mind for sure. Like for me, like that's never why I'm writing songs. So I can't really, I don't think I would vibe with that. Yeah. But like I said, I'll try anything twice.
Yeah. You said you'll try anything twice?
Yeah.
Wow, try anything twice. That's fair. I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'll try anything once. And I used to say twice, and then I would do it twice and be like, that was the same. I gotta stop.
I know, I'm probably too forgiving.
When you went full time with music, it seems like NPR is kind of this like big pivot point for you of feeling like Loaded Gun. P.S. Loaded Gun sounds so much like a COVID song. Like I thought that was all about being in COVID and being like,
I kind of thought that. I was like, oh man, putting this song out at this time, it could speak to something else. Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I realized that, you know, when you put a song out, it is for everyone to like make it what it is for them. And so it's everything.
Did you have tours planned during tours planned and then COVID hit and then you had to reschedule everything?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Europe tour planned and
jeez,
you know, some festivals and stuff. And
yeah, were those able to get rescheduled, or?
I don't think so. I'm working on some other dates right now, but nothing like that I can announce yet. Sure.
When you first heard about COVID, did you do the like most healthy thing and just like take some time off and like heal and be by yourself for a bit, or were you like more like me and just panicking and spinning your wheels every day?
I don't know. I kind of just like leaned into it. I set up this studio in March of 2020. So wow. I think when COVID hit, I was like, okay, now I can kind of step back and work on music in another way. Yeah, so I set this studio up and I kind of learned how to record everything and do all that good stuff and make demos and collaborate from afar. You know, it's much easier now with my own stuff. And I feel like I just kind of leaned into that and kind of figured out how to wake up every day and like come in here and sit down and create, and you know, or not, like don't force it if it's not there.
What are you doing when it's not there?
I go out and live life, find what is there, listen to people, talk, think.
Timeline wise, like there's like a discipline involved in like, I'm gonna put myself in this chair or in this room and I'm gonna sit down and like figure out if anything is coming out or not. At what point do you, if nothing is coming out, like at what point do you call it and switch gears?
I don't know, like start to get hungry. I keep it pretty low key. It's like, I think the rule in this room I'm in is don't worry about product and just like have fun with the process, and that's the point. And like there's so many songs like that I have that started out where I was like, this is not a thing, you know, and over time they just turn into things. And I think it's like really fun that way.
Okay, so you became full-time around NPR, and then like at what point, because it seems like you do have discipline in this, but you also are go with the flow. So it's this really
Yeah.
like interesting mix
It's
of like
it's a good point.
you like and you came out with an EP like a couple months ago, and you're coming out with an EP in a couple months. So there is a lot of drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yes.
seems so. Like how are you setting your goals?
Well, I'm hungry, you know.
You said that, and
these
that's when you get
songs.
up and move. Yeah.
Yeah. I have that, you know, that like passion. I think it in an artistic job or, you know, mindset, you have to do what is going to fuel your creativity. For me, you know, I love sitting down in the studio and playing guitar, writing songs. But I know that this isn't where all the songs start, you know. This is where none of the songs start. This is like, I don't write any stories that like where I'm in here, you know. All the stories, they come from out there, and from life and from people and love and all that. So if I don't know what story to tell, I know I just gotta go out there and talk to someone or whatever it is. Go for a skate, you know. That's where it starts. And so if I don't feel like being creative, I guess, in that way, I try to just put my mind on like a different artistic thing that I like to do, like sewing or drawing or anything that just takes my mind in a different path. And then I could do that for a couple of days and then come back and it's like fresh start.
Wow. It's very healthy. As someone who does not drink, I feel like bars are like the way that I collect the majority of stories. I come off as so sarcastic. I feel like my tone is like incredibly sarcastic, so people don't understand that it's actually like very sincere, overly sincere. So like when the bars aren't the space to get to know people, to hear those long stories, do you just ice skate next to someone and just kind of follow them, being like, what are you doing? Like, where are you finding these additional stories?
No, they're not even that I'm hearing them. It's like, you know, you're having them. You're always talking with people along the way, you know, the coffee shop or grocery store or your own life. People are going through things and extrapolate from that. Yeah, I think it's just about like really like listening. I don't know. For me, I kind of like write what's on my mind. Just kind of try to stay present.
Yeah. Do you find common themes, or like as you continue to put out music, have you found some common themes that you just tend to keep revisiting in a different way?
Themes. A common theme probably would be nostalgia. As far as revisiting things, I think like any of the songs I've written or stories I've told, that is just one look at them. And so if I ever feel like I didn't tell enough or I didn't tell the right side, I can always go back and write a different side to that and that sort of thing. So I think songs can age in a certain way, and as we grow, you know, I'm allowed to tell another side too at some point if I feel inclined.
It's a great transition. Speaking of songs and aging and nostalgia, I'd love to hear Bubblegum if you wouldn't mind.
For sure, yeah. I am bubblegum. I better walk before I run. I'm too willing now. I'm 6 years old. I am too much Cologne. I break the rules and come home stoned. I'm abandoned, alone. I'm 17 years old. I am alcohol. I'm a line in the bathroom stall. I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm 21. I'm blue collar. I'm turning into my father. I'm treating women badly. I'm 23. Don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I'm a woman. I'm acting like a man. I got a new name, the same face. I'm just losing old friends. I'm 25. On my first ride on the Ferris wheel. I'm loved fooled by the cardigans. We're buying a home. I'm a partner. I'm a friend. I'm your crush from 2005. I'm 26. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am.
Whew. So good.
Little acoustic session.
That's great. It's so the I mean if it fits really well with those verses. Those verses are so quiet, like vocally. So it fits. It fits the space really well.
Thank you.
Too much Cologne is such a good line.
Yeah, I love that line.
I can still smell locker rooms from junior high, and it just blows my mind. Like Axe body spray.
Yeah.
Because remember the commercials? There was like they had a chocolate one, and they would like spray this dude, and then he became chocolate, and women literally showed up and ate this man on television.
Of course we bought that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I want to be noticed, Mom.
Yes.
So I'm gonna buy this mace.
That could literally start fires.
Yeah, that's such a little boy thing to do. Just start making flamethrowers at school. I don't know who I am as a chorus. One, strong, right? Everyone relates. But also, I would imagine on the road, that'd be like a very interesting, like as you continue to play that, the thought, like I feel like that'd be extremely meditative and probably very helpful for you to figure out who you are, especially like just singing it over and over and over. Like your brain would probably like go into those spaces. So like what what has that answer been for you of like, who are you? Like, what are you standing for? What are you finding yourself really gravitating toward as like, I know who I am in at least some ways?
Yeah. Well, that line doesn't come from, not knowing like what I stand for or,
Sure,
or
yeah.
my morals. It comes from a celebration of that. Like, I don't think we should know who we are,
Yeah.
I'm like always growing and evolving and, learning new things. And here we are in January and I have a whole year to look back on what I learned, and like, I think that should continue. And I think that we don't, give enough credit to our journey. I used to look back on like moments in my life where I'm like, that wasn't a really good version of myself. And
Yeah.
But why, when I've like, made it here and I'm someone who I like today. And I think it stands strong that I still don't know who I am, but I don't really ever want to know fully. I always want to keep guessing.
Yeah, honoring process is like a very, like, that's like what a therapist would appreciate, of like being able to honor past selves is like, I feel like growing up is often like constant shame of past selves sometimes, when you could view it the other way of being like, well, I know better now, and the previous me brought me here, so I could say thank you, rather than like always being ashamed of the previous me.
Yeah, have empathy on your younger self.
Yeah.
That's the point. We gotta look back and learn from our mistakes and
appreciate that Axe body spray. Put it in a frame, sniff it every once in a while. That's the smell of progress.
Exactly.
The after stench of it leaving, being the progress.
Cards. We should have that.
I want to revisit goals because you mentioned that you're hungry. What are some goals that you still have moving forward right now?
Goals for music would be to...
You can also say other things as well, other life goals.
Oh, sure. I just want to keep writing and keep surrounding myself by inspiring people, and that's about it. Just try and keep around good people, because I feel like there's all types of people in this world and industry, and yeah, it's been good to kind of meet people who kind of feel the same way or fuel different ideas and chasing art, really.
Where are you finding good people these days?
Where everybody else does. The internet, Craigslist, no.
Internet?
I don't know. It's like we aren't really finding new people, right? We're like locked in. Yeah, I guess through art. Like, that's why we have to keep making this art. We need like to connect with people however way we can, even though they feel so far.
I recently realized that good people are found through personal references.
Yeah.
So anytime I find somebody like Nick, for instance, who I think is amazing, immediately I'm just wondering, like, seeing everybody, like, who are the people that he's tagging, like, who is he physically with frequently?
Yeah.
And how can I contact those people? And I'm doing that kind of wherever I meet people, of being like, who's the person that I'm like really obsessed with, and then how can I view everybody that surrounds them, because like they are being made by all the people surrounding them. So like, how do you view like the actual source code?
For sure, we are the company we keep.
Yeah, so it's been a really sweet way of meeting people, and this podcast has been like one of the weird ways of like actually making friends in the last few years. Last few questions for you. Advice for music careers. You can answer either best advice or worst advice that you've received about your music career. Either one. You can go positive or negative.
That I've received. Has anyone given me bad advice?
I'm sure, right?
Have they? Gosh. Have I asked?
People give advice all the time for
They
like
do.
no reason. People used
I
to
must
always
tune it out.
Yeah. Seems like you have a strong internal voice.
I see advice coming. I'm like, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's just turned off your ears.
No, I would say I got really good advice. Like when I was making my songs in London with the producer Bullion I worked with, and like I would be like, oh, this song's only got 4 chords. Like maybe we can like write a change or something, and then he would be like, stop worrying about the chords. Like you wrote the song is good, and there's only so many chords.
Right.
So it was like I was like feeling self-conscious about certain things, and he was like, that's irrelevant. I don't know, I feel like that advice just goes to like lean into like what you do best, and like don't like concern yourself with the nitty-gritty, I guess.
Other question: book influences, any books in particular, authors that have really interested you or meant a lot to you in the last couple of years?
Yes. So have you heard of Ocean Vuong?
No.
So he's a writer and a poet. His books have been really amazing. A new book that's coming out, like I think in a month or a couple months, called Time is a Mother, and I'm waiting for mine in the mail right now. Cool. So I'll be able to read that soon. But his last book, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, was kind of like life-changing for me. And then
that's a really cool title.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. And then I just picked up this book called Of Sound Relations, and it's kind of dissecting the music theory behind indigenous music, and like where our music sounds like originated, and how we're using them modern day, and kind of like the stories behind that. And it's like, woo, it's pretty interesting. It's called Of Sound Relations, and I don't remember the author right now.
Cool. Is it like really heady, or is it like that? That sounds very technical.
Hold on, I have it right here.
Okay.
It does sound scary, but it's like totally like it's not very thick, and it's got images in it, and it's got like talking about like sound archives of performance. Yeah, it's really okay. So it's by Jessica Bissett Peria. It says Native Ways of Doing Music History in Alaska. So this is for Alaska music. So it's like really cool.
That is very specific.
Yes.
Do you pull musical influence from ancient native Alaskan people?
Well, it's not ancient. We're still here. We're still making music today.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that is my culture. That's what I grew up with. And
yeah. But are there bands that you could like pull up on YouTube and like hear what that sound would be like?
For sure. And
for sure.
I'm like a modern day, native artist, but we've got like, old school native music, and like still using our drums, made of sealskin, whale skin. So we're still using these instruments.
I interviewed a gal from Transylvania, and she was telling me about like old Transylvanian music, and there are just certain melodies that like exist within different cultures from like a long time ago. I interviewed a Jewish gal who like put me on to like really, really old Jewish tunes. Is if I was to look up like your favorite something very cool from this genre, like what should I be typing into Google?
You mean for like modern day artists, or like
I would say it could be modern, but like
I know what you're saying. You should look up Bumua.
Can you spell it?
Yeah, so it's, I want to make sure I spell it correctly. It's with a P. I'll just link you later.
Okay, cool.
Also, have you heard of the DJ? I think they're a duo, A Tribe Called Red.
No, they're called A Tribe Called Red.
Yeah, so listen to that, because they're modern day, but they're using a lot of old school sounds like drums and everything, and then they're like mixing them, and they use like a lot of the like vocals, and it's very cool stuff.
Cool.
So look them up, but they're not local to Alaska. I wanted to tell you that local one, which is Bumua, but
I'll add it in post, really big onto your face.
Cool.
Well, awesome. That's pretty much all the questions that I had for you. I really appreciate it. I really like the music that you're making. I also got to hear some of the music that you're gonna put out.
Oh,
Also,
wow, okay.
I also dig that. So, do we have a release date on the new
Not
EP?
yet, no, but
Okay.
something might be coming soon at the end of this month.
Okay. Just say I don't know and then say yes at the end of this month. I don't know, but before February for sure.
Yeah, see, I'm not good at secrets.
That's awesome.
Anyway, thank you for taking your time. I actually listened to some of your tunes too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Appreciate
You're a
it.
storyteller, and yeah, I like it.
I'm hoping to work with Red Giraffe, Jimmy, and those guys. Yeah, so I have a call I think like next Sunday set up with them. You said in this interview, like, it's not where you are, it's who you're with. And I'm trying to find, like, it sounds like you have those people where you're like, I'm with the people I want to be with, making what I want to make, and I'm trying to find those people and have no idea where to start. So I'm just like pulling on threads and seeing like what's working out. So I'm curious to see what Jimmy and I might be able to do.
Oh, you'll do amazing things. Those guys rock.